when you were an employee, what you did for 8 hours could really have been done for 3 hours if the right system was in place. So I want you to start thinking, I don't have to spend 8 hours to achieve this. I have to put some system in place to help me work smarter, not harder, so that I can solve more of my customers' problems and not just filling hours. Welcome to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade, the podcast that empowers corporate professionals ready to break free and transition into entrepreneurship with confidence and clarity, as well as business owners looking to grow and scale their businesses. If you're exhausted from building other people's dreams, leaving you little time or energy to focus on what truly matters to you, you are in the right place. Each week, we provide actionable strategies, expert interviews, and real-life success stories to help you turn your ideas into thriving business. Ready to take bold, clear steps toward life and business you deserve? Let's get started. Are you still thinking like an employee? Because that might be the very thing that is holding you back from launching your business, from being bold in talking about your business. Are you still working with the same mentality that led you to quit your 9-to-5? Because if you still have that mentality, if you still allow that to lead you as you develop your business, what will happen is you will eventually get stuck and you will see the growth that you want in your business. So welcome to today's episode. I'm Bunmi Ajibade. Many of us have spent years in the corporate world, and unknowingly we have trained ourselves to work somebody else's passion, to work what somebody else presents to us as our job function. And what happens is we really don't have an input in whatever we are asked to do. So when we begin to exhibit that kind of thinking that this is a job, I have my job description, I don't have an option to what I can do to make it better, we just begin to day by day grow in that emotions, and before we know it, we get to what is known as arrested development. We'll see that our way of thinking, way of growth, everything is arrested and is within the context of that job functions that somebody gave to us. So today, I will share some key mindset shift that an aspiring entrepreneur like yourself thinking of transitioning from being a 9-to-5 employer to being a business owner. Those things that you can shift in your mindset so that you can build a business that really works, a business that will grow as you want it to grow. So stay with me as we go through 5 strategies to launch your business boldly as you move from being an employee to an entrepreneur. And I will start by asking, because anything we do first starts from the mind. So I will ask you some questions, and I really encourage you to answer that question so that you identify where your mindset is. So what is the employee mindset? I'm not going to tell you some things, that you can get online, the definition of employee mindset. That is not what I want to do here. What I really want us to do here is I will ask you a series of questions, and I want you to be honest with yourself to ask, am I still in an employee mindset? Could this be the reason that my business is slow, is taking up too slow for my liking? And also for you to identify which part of these questions really speaks to you and what you're going to do, what strategies you will employ to change that over, and then you will see how your business will take off. So my first question that I want you to really think about is this. How does waiting for direction and approval make you feel as an employee? When you were working your 9 to 5, or if you are still in your 9 to 5, how does waiting for approval or direction, the next step, make you feel as a person, as an employee? Because when you wait for direction or approval on your job, you don't have the luxury of doing that as an entrepreneur. So the second question I want you to ask is this. How do you view your focus or your priority on your job? Do you see your focus as task or results oriented? How do you view your focus or priority on your job as you do your daily activity? Are you focused on the task for the day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or your priority is on the results that you want from the task that you do? Then the third question, how much risk do you take to give room for your growth and development? So on the job, how much risks do you take? Or are you allowed to even take any risk? Or everything is rigid? And if everything is rigid, does it align with who you are? Is that one of the reasons you are choosing entrepreneurship? So then just ask that. What do you believe? And listen to this question. What do you believe? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Or do you tell yourself, we need to break the process that we need to shake things up and come up with better process, better system that will produce results for this company? Very important. The number 4 question that I want you to ask yourself, what does a successful day look like for you? Is it a way for you to just complete the task on paper? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 hours and you are gone? Or do you view it as a way to get you closer to the results or to the goal or to the assignment or to a successful project? How do you view your 9 to 5? How do you view a successful day? What does it look like? So I want you to answer these 4 questions, and then you'll be able to identify, why are you building the business slowly? Why are you slow in building your business? Could it be that you are still stuck in some mindset that you brought in from being an employee? So we're going to look at 5 strategies to launch your business boldly. And some of the things we'll think about is, what are some things you have to unlearn? We have to identify the things that you can unlearn, and then what are the strategies to fix them so that you will be able to build a business that you have been dreaming of for years without anything holding you back. So let's look at the 5 strategies to help you. So we're going to look at something you should unlearn, and then the strategies that will make it better for you as you go on. So number 1, you have to move from waiting for permission, waiting for approval, to creating opportunities boldly. Because as an employee, maybe you worked in a place where you were not allowed to initiate anything, or when you try to initiate something, nobody listened to you. Now, if you don't move from that waiting for permission to create opportunity, you are going to be stuck. So when we talk about waiting for approval, how does it show up as an entrepreneur? How does it show up in the day-to-day journey of an entrepreneur? Now, as an entrepreneur, when you come up with an idea, when you come up with a new content, and every time you keep on changing, you keep on finding something you have to change in it, then you wait another week, you change it over, and you keep on going back, changing it, making it better, and you keep on doing that. Could that be because you were waiting for approval? Yeah, ask yourself. When you keep on changing stuff, although, we might say, oh, I just want to make it better. But I'm asking you, I want you to think to yourself, is it because you were used to somebody giving you approval before you move on? And you are now an entrepreneur, nobody is giving you approval, but you are still working in as if you were still in that mindset for somebody to give you the green light to move on. Now, as an entrepreneur, this is the time that you need to be creative. This is the time that you need to decide and execute without somebody else signing off. How does it look like? There are some times we test it, it doesn't work, we adjust it, and then we move on. Then the second thing that you need to unlearn, and also the strategy that will go with it, is the fear of making mistakes. So on your job as an employee, you don't want to make mistakes because if you do, it might cost you your job. So you hold back and you play small, because you don't want to make mistakes, or you don't want to ask questions, because if you ask too many questions, maybe your boss might think, why did I hire you if you are still asking this kind of questions? So you want to look good. You want to look like somebody that knows what they are doing, so that you won't be looked at as somebody not fit for the position. Now, waiting for permission as an employee, you need to let go of that mindset and just know that you are going to learn through failure. The way we learn is ironic, but the way we learn is through failures, through mistakes. We learn when we act, when we take action, when we put stuff in motion. We learn if some things don't work, then we adjust it and we keep going. And that is the strategy of an entrepreneur, that, we are not going to stay stuck because we don't want to make mistakes. No, we put in everything to make sure that whatever we are producing, whatever service or product we are producing, they are the best. But we just go ahead and launch it anyway because it is the best. But from the feedback that people are giving you, you might need to make some adjustments. And that is okay. That is okay. Now, what we do is whenever we come to a place where we just made a mistake or something didn't work, or we feel that this action failed, document what failed. Document what you did that didn't work. Because when we document the outcomes, whether the outcome is good or not, it will help you when you are making decisions in another project. So number 3, you need to have your mindset move from, I am good at what I do. I am good at what I do. And that is it. You need to start thinking like a business owner, because remember, you are working on the vision and the legacy of a business owner. So your growth is restricted. So what makes you your boss? So let's look at the third strategy you need to employ to help you launch your business boldly. And the third one is trading time. You are used to your 8 hours, and after 8 hours, you get a fixed paycheck, right? And even if you get a bonus, it's like 3% or 1%. So in your corporate mind is 8 hours equals to your paycheck. But as an entrepreneur, it is not the number of hours, but the value attached to the hours that will lead to the success of that company, that will lead to with income producing activities. And the activities are not 8 hours or 10 hours or 50 hours, but as an entrepreneur, you begin to look for systems that will help you work smarter. Because when you were an employee, what you did for 8 hours could really have been done for 3 hours if the right system was in place. So I want you to start thinking, I don't have to spend 8 hours to achieve this. I have to put some system in place to help me work smarter, not harder, so that I can solve more of my customers' problems and not just thinning hours. So number 4, you move from the mindset of I'm good at what I do to I am good at this project. I know this project. I know it will work for my clients, and I need to sell it. I need visibility. Remember when you were on your job, you were good, you did some projects, and your boss was the one that presented that project to the owners of the company, right? And they received the visibility. They received the accolades. Now, you can no longer hide behind the good work that you do or behind how good you can work if nobody knows you, if nobody buys your product. And you know this product is so good, it will help my clients overcome A, B, C, D. And you are so passionate. But what does it do if nobody knows what you said, if nobody knows how good the product is? So you need to move from I'm good where I am to I'm so good at what I do. I want people to know. I want to share it with the world. I want to share it with my targeted audience. The number 5, play small to thinking like a CEO. Remember, you were playing small on your job as an employee because the CEO of that company got the vision. The CEO of that company is building his or her legacy. So you have to make your own vision smaller to fit into the vision of that owner of the company. Now, as an entrepreneur, you need to shift your thinking to what is my vision? Set your vision. What am I passionate about? Not just the daily things that I do, the task A, task B, task D, but making decisions, big decisions that will grow the future of your business, that we align with what you see for yourself, with the legacy you want to build for yourself. Nobody at this point is trying to make you play small. No, you have the opportunity to play big, to show up big, to bring out what you do on a daily basis. You have the capacity to think as big and big as you can. And thinking big, and then you go back and making sure that all the visions you have and all the tactics that you are employing to achieve that vision, you make sure that they align with who you are. So as I just round up this episode, I want you to check another episode where I shared my own journey, what I have had to unlearn, those beliefs that I had to unlearn from my more than 25 years in, being an employee, and why I had to unlearn them, because they almost kept me stuck. Thank God. So that will be my part 1. And I will also come up with more things that I've had to unlearn on my journey as an entrepreneur. Now, I want you to think about yourself. What if you have transitioned into entrepreneurship? I want you to share with me, What have you had to unlearn, and how and what did you replace them with, and how is that working for you? How has that moved your business to the next level? And if you are still on your 9 to 5 and you are thinking that something might hold me back and you really want to talk about it because you don't know how to go about it, I want you to just book a clarity session with me, and I would love to support you. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade. I hope this episode gave you the clarity and inspiration to take the next step in your entrepreneurial journey. If you're a corporate professional feeling stuck or unfulfilled, and you are thinking about starting your own business, but find yourself asking, how, what, where, who, or when, I invite you to download my special curated guide, Transition from Corporate Professional to Entrepreneur, the 10-step guide for success. This guide is designed to make your transition smoother and less stressful. Afterward, schedule a clarity call to map out your personalized success path. We invite you to write a review, like, and share this episode with anyone who needs this information. See you in the next episode.